not France. Oh, they've won this World Cup a number of times. Argentina, Brazil. They are not those countries. They are not those countries. They've never played in the World Cup semifinals.
Y aquí está lo prometido, aquí les traigo lo que han dicho en Ghana en los últimos días sobre el partido contra Colombia en los 16avos de final. Se tienen mucha confianza. El video comienza con el ministro de Deportes de Ghana y hay dos curiosidades, dos pastores cristianos, allá les dicen profetas, profetizan lo que va a pasar con ese partido. Está muy bueno, no se lo pierdan. Ya saben, suscríbanse, denle like al video, el pulgarcito me ayuda mucho, bajen rapidito, le dan like, eso ayuda. Comenten, me gusta leer sus comentarios, les dejo like o les contesto cuando puedo, dependiendo de qué tantos lleguen. Este va a ser un partido complicado. Ghana no es tan fácil, se cierran muy bien. Ellos lo mencionan, ellos están orgullosos de que se cierran muy bien y que a nosotros nos falta eficacia y tienen toda la razón. Así que espero que disfruten el video. Después del partido les traigo reacciones desde allá, dependiendo del marcador. Si ganamos nosotros les traigo reacciones, si perdemos pues no creo que nadie quiera ver nada. Pero yo siento que vamos a ganar y siento que vamos a llegar lejos. Incluso yo siento que le vamos a ganar a Argentina. Qué locura, ya aparezco los profetas que van a escuchar en un momento. Bueno, los dejo con el video, disfruten. Nos vemos pronto aquí en Golazo.
Well, we traveled to Kansas to take on Colombia in a game that many believe would be a very tough one for the Stars. You have always been very confident the team would go far in the competition. What are your thoughts? What are your expectations of that game?
Well, my expectation is that we are winning a round of 32 game and then we go and face whoever is ready for us, whether it is Algeria or it is Switzerland, and then also baptize them and carry on. That's all that we wish for. That's why we are here. They are not afraid of any opponent. They are very confident that even though before we moved in here, nobody gave them any chance, they have confidence in themselves. So we are going to go into that game in Kansas against Colombia with every determination to win.
How do you feel about Ghana's next opponent? It is Colombia. The whole country was debating on whether to play against Colombia or Portugal. A lot of people, I stand on authority when I say a lot of people wanted Ghana to face Colombia. God has answered our prayers. Myself, I wanted Ghana to face Colombia. Facing Colombia now would be our best shot if we want to go far at the FIFA 2026 World Cup. That is my opinion.
I wanted Portugal to win. I said Portugal. Then God said, Colombia is tricky. I said, Colombia is dangerous. Colombia will shock you. I wrote the whole map of who is going to quarterfinals, who is going to semifinals, who is going to say finals. I wrote it all down.
All right, welcome back. You have heard that shocking prophecy. Prophet Hubert Inge revealing what God told him concerning Colombia. He said he wanted Portugal to win this World Cup. According to him, he's in love with Portugal, especially for Ronaldo. So he wanted Portugal to win. But all of a sudden, God told him something about Colombia. Now, Colombia is very, very dangerous. They can be a warning to Ghana. Don't forget that Portugal failed to beat Colombia in their last match. That could be a very serious warning to Ghana. Now, Ghana need to take that match very seriously because this war that is coming from the man of God is very, very big.
Take it from me. Ghana-Colombia match. Thomas Partey will be a savior. I've watched the match spiritually. Take it from me that I saw Partey shining again. And I saw the whole world. I saw the whole world congratulating Partey.
As a Ghanaian, after watching the game between Colombia and Portugal, do you still want to play Colombia? Do you still want to play Colombia? If yes, write in the comment section that you still want to play Colombia. Because for me, so this is the opponent that we are going to play against in the knockout stage. They were creating chances upon chances upon chances against Portugal, the team that we were trying to escape. Bro, me, I'm afraid. Okay? If not because of Thomas Partey, I will never wish to play against Colombia after watching their game against Portugal.
If you watch Colombia against Portugal, trust me, you will prefer Ghana meets Portugal than Colombia. If you really watch Colombia against Portugal, and Colombia top their group, tells you how good they are. If you watch that game very well, Portugal didn't even stand a chance against Colombia. The number of chances that they missed. If Ghana, the ball we played against Panama, and the ball we played against Croatia is what we are going to play, trust me, let's say goodbye to the World Cup. Let's just say goodbye to the World Cup, because going into the knockout stage, you can't go and defend because there is no point at stake. You have to make sure you win or you go to penalties. And it's not like we are very good with penalties. So when we go meet Colombia, we have to open up man to man and play.
Guys, I know there's been mixed sentiment ever since we managed to qualify for the round of 32. Beforehand, a lot of people on name value alone had seen Colombia and had been like, no, this is a better or an easier test than Portugal. And so a lot of people had preferred the Colombia option to Portugal. Colombia were not as tough a test as Portugal. And so there were a lot of optimistic Ghanaian fans heading into that final group game against Croatia. Alas, once everything was said and done, and many people actually took a step back and started looking at Colombia very carefully, that's when people realized that, no, this Colombia team, they are not Willie, they are not Jollof, they are not beans. They were unbeaten for a long period of time. We've seen them in the group stage so far. They topped the group with 7 points, beating the likes of Uzbekistan and then DR Congo, and then holding Portugal to a draw. And so now people are looking at Colombia in a different light. They are not the slouches we thought they were. You know, with the likes of Luis Díaz in their team, James Rodríguez, John Arias, Daniel Muñoz, Lema, for example. They are a strong team. They are a strong team. But I think there are certain weaknesses in their side that we are yet to actually explore. If DR Congo had taken their chances in that match, DR Congo had 7 shots to the 20 total shots on Colombia. And I think that puts into sharp contrast one of the flaws of this Colombia team is that they don't know how to finish their food. They may dominate matches, but they don't know how to finish their food. I mean, I won't take anything away from Colombia's lineup. You have Luis Díaz, who is one of the best, if not the best left winger in world football. You have Arias also, who is a very strong player. At this World Cup, James Rodríguez has started quite well, but we have to take into account that he's not the same player he was 4 years ago, 8 years ago. So I think it's very important to note that these are the types of players that are going to come up against the Ghana team. But very importantly, there's a certain lack of clinical edge. All of the games Colombia play, we've seen a number of shots, but the finishes. 1 goal scored against DR Congo, no goal scored against Portugal. Despite the fact that against Portugal, how many shots? 15 shots. And that tells me that this team, there's a big lack of clinical edge. And at Colombia, even their best players aren't the most clinical players. One of the things that we used to always beat Luis Díaz is that he's not the most clinical guy. We saw for Bayern Munich last season, Luis Díaz struggling at times in the Champions League, is where I watched the most, but struggling at times to convert some very obvious and clear-cut chances. At Liverpool, he had those same struggles. And I think it's something that he needs to work on in his game. And then also, you know, they have some pedigree. They went through qualifying, beating the likes of Brazil, beating the likes of Argentina, and then even last Copa America, making it all the way to the finals, only losing to Argentina. So pedigree they did, and the physical attributes they did. We've seen how Ghana struggled to impose themselves physically against Panama. I think it will be pretty much more of the same. But I think the thing that Ghana needs to be able to do in this game is to be able to ride out the pressure, to be able to hold strong, to not give up those early goals. And then surely our chances will come. Just if we're able to convert, I think we will have a very good chance of actually beating this team. Call me optimistic, call me crazy. I'm just saying it how it is. I'm not taking anything away from Colombia. I'm just saying that we have more than enough to match Colombia in terms of the goal scoring department.
Now let's come to our main issue. Why I think Ghana Black Stars is going to eliminate Colombia. First of all, I've given you the first reason. They don't have World Cup history than us. That is the first reason. They don't have World Cup history than us. They are not like, Italy. They've won this World Cup a number of times. They are not France. They've won this World Cup a number of times. Argentina, Brazil. They are not those countries. They are not those countries. They've never played in the World Cup semi-finals. Their best is the quarterfinal. Ghana's best is the quarterfinal. so there is no difference between them and us when it comes to the World Cup history. So they are not a team we should be scared of. We see them, we say, we are scared, we are star shocked. Oh, it is France. Oh, it is no, it is none of them. The second reason, have you seen the shocks in the World Cup? You've not seen the shocks, eh? The shocks at this World Cup, it tells you that it will not even be a shock for Ghana to eliminate Colombia. It will not even be a shock. Again, Ghana has shown that we can play well versus even better sides. Of course, Colombia is a better side than us. If you look at their key players, their star players, how they performed in the group stages, they topped a group involving Portugal. We were third in our group. We had 4 points, they had 7 points. They are better than us. But Ghana has shown in this World Cup that we can play teams that are better than us. Against all odds, we will beat Colombia. Look, I'm not saying Colombia will be a pushover. I'm not saying we are just easily going to beat them and qualify and then no. It's going to be a very difficult game. It's going to be a very tough game. I'm saying that at the end of the day, Ghana will win and qualify to the next round of the competition. That is my point. It is a very simple point.